If you're like me, you have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with the pick-a-brick wall at your local Lego store because on the one hand, you can get really good pieces for relatively cheap. On the other hand, you end up finding yourself buying a lot of pieces that you don't actually need or use in your creations, and they sit around in bins. So my solution is to wait until the pick-a-brick wall at our store has a selection of multiple parts that I can see myself using in the short term on Lego projects. And that's what we found at our Lego store in this month. So we actually went ahead and packed 2 boxes, and in this video I'll tell you a little bit about the tips and the tricks we use to maximize our value, as well as the overall value we got from our 2 boxes. Let's dive in. Let's check out the wall itself, which has some really interesting pieces like some 1x2 bright light orange slopes. You got these snot brackets 1x1 in purple, 1x3 plates in red, slopes in yellow. You also have quite a few larger plates like these dark green 2x8s, these half circle and bright light orange, and some yellow 2x8s. Now you also get some bricks, and I was intrigued by a lot of the bricks we see here. In this one we see some azure 1x6s. There's also some clear panels up here in the upper right of this picture. There are also, interestingly, some foliage and some version of dark blade or light blade bricks. So I was really intrigued by that. More large plates, especially those in the green. That's a really good piece if you're doing landscaping work. Moving on to this section, some jumper plates in orange. You also have some lavender or light purple 2x2 bricks and some yellow plates. There's also quite a few 1x1 bricks in transparent light blue, which I think are useful for a lot of people building waterfalls. You also have inverted arches in tan, these light aqua 2x2 bricks, round 2x2 yellow bricks, and some of these pointed 2x4 plates in light blue. I was also intrigued by the stem pieces as well, knowing that we like to build some trees. There were also plates in other colors, blue, reddish brown, and lime green. And check out those castle wall panels there in the corner. That's a really interesting piece that I don't see often on the pick-a-brick wall, but loved those when I was a kid. Moving on to this section, we have some macaroni tiles in dark azure, some 3x3 corner plates in purple. We have some more lime green cheese slopes and neon yellow 1x2 plates, which I think is a really interesting color. Not a huge fan of it in large quantities, but it can be useful. Also in this corner, we have some tiles in 2x4 in white. We have some orange 1x2 slopes, pink 2x2 bricks, these ribbed 2x2 by 2/3 bricks in tan, which I think are really interesting, and 1x2 slopes in red. There are also these 1x2 bricks in tan, which are useful if you're building any sort of Hogwarts or modular style building. 1x5 plates in dark blue, snot bricks in sand green, the corner variety, and 1x3 bricks in light gray, which I'm really excited for because I'm a castle builder. And check out those 2x2 bricks over there in the neon yellow. Second to last picture here, we have some bricks in dark bluish gray, some 1x1 yellow bricks, some plates in purple, and these really interesting 1x1 by 2/3 rounded snot pieces that I think are really great for building corners, and some Frankenstein bins that I think have a lot of really interesting pieces in them. And then down here, more plates, more bricks, 2x6s in that azure color tan. We've got some bright light orange in 2x4 bricks and cool yellow 2x4 bricks, along with some slopes in red and plates in blue. So really good selection in the Lego store today. Indeed, it really was a great pick-a-brick wall. So let's talk a little bit about what we got. And I'm going to start off with what I think is the most important piece that we can have and that's bricks, right? So we got a bunch of different bricks, starting with these reddish brown 1x6 bricks that we're excited to have back in our collection because we use a lot of them on our custom modular music shop. And honestly, that took a lot of our reddish brown bricks and dedicated them to one particular project. So wanted to refill that stock for our next series of modular buildings that we make. We also got additional bricks. If you're interested in tan bricks, we got some 2x6 bricks there as well. If you want to build additional Hogwarts stuff or even modular buildings, it's nice having some of the 2x-N bricks in your collection for those. If you are a Castle fan, yes, we love Castle. You can tell by that creation right there behind us, our Lionsgate Castle. We were able to restock some of our 1x3 bricks in light blay. Got a number of those, as well as quite a few light blay 2x6 bricks. So very excited about getting those back in our collection because we use a lot of those pieces in our custom castle. We also touched up a little bit of our dark blay collection with some 2x2 bricks, as well as some 1x6s there. So that'll allow us to refill some of that. We also, just for fun, grabbed a couple of these corner panels that are used in castles, especially dating back to the 1980s. I remember getting my first one of these in the Black Falcon's Fortress back in 1980. It was released in 1986. I got it in 1987 and loved those pieces when I was a kid. So I grabbed a couple of them from the wall for this one. Going back to bricks, we did get some, I think, really interesting, cool yellow 2x4 bricks because these have only come out in 10 sets so far. And that was a really good find. We also got some light aqua 2x2 bricks, and that's really good for an accent color, as well as with these neon yellow 2x2 bricks. We added some plates to that as well because we do like the color, but it's one that I don't want a lot in volume, just kind of some accents here, there maybe, kind of like how they do with the city line. We also got a lot of bricks that are going to help us with accents or with texturing walls. So we have these 2x2 by 2/3 tan ribbed pieces that have the axle holes in them. Those are very useful, like different style bricks to get that texture on the wall, as well as these masonry bricks. We got a bunch in medium nougat in the 1x4 variety, dark orange in the 1x2 variety. We even picked up one from the Frankenstein bin that was from dark blay. Kiara picked out a stack of sand green 1x1 bricks because she wants those for what they're working on. We also got these 1x1 snot bricks in sand green with the studs on the corner. That's gonna really allow for some nice work along the corner of various buildings. One thing that was interesting is these angular plates. So these panels allow you to get some angles, but these angled plates right here, these 2x4 with the pointed ends, I got some in left and right that allow us to get some really interesting angles like you see in the Lion Knight's Castle, which is one of my favorite sets of all time. We also have these 1x1 by 2/3 light blay rounded snot pieces here. They're actually pretty pricey. I think they're something like 40 cents or so on Bricklink, 6-month average sale price, which those are really useful for getting nice angles as well as rounded shapes, as you see in some creations that Lego's put out. We also got some finishing style pieces. So we've got some white foliage pieces. I love these pieces ever since they came out with some white foliage back, I think the Winter Train, and I really wanted to get some white foliage. Was able to get some of those. Got 32 of them. Also got, these are for the girls, but some of these light blue flower pieces, the 2x2 round with 4 petals. Also got some tiles, lots of white 2x4 tiles, some of these dark azure macaroni tiles 2x2, and we also got 96 of these stem pieces, which they run about 15 cents each, but I plan on using these for trees. There were a lot of these in the Shire set, and I might take apart that tree because it's so bad, so I'll have actually more from my collection. But we're working on some trees in our modular city, so that'll be really useful to have there. We also grabbed some of these black 1x1 and 1/3 double round curved corner pieces that I don't really know what to use for. Every other piece I can see what I'm going to use them for, but I'm not sure about these. They're an interesting piece that I'm just kind of figuring out how to use them in my collection. We also got some of these clear 1x2 panels with the 3 sides, which are very useful for creating bins and things like that. And finally, I think we got some tan 2x6 bricks and some 1x2 jumpers in orange. So that worked out pretty well. We're gonna wrap up by talking about a couple of tips as well as value. Now, In our 2 boxes that we packed, we ended up getting about $62 to $63 per box of Lego value. I want to emphasize though that value is based off of the 6-month selling point average on bricklink.com. I will also note that value in terms of how useful pieces are is going to depend on how you plan on using them, your mocks, your projects, all of that. These are all pieces that I value pretty highly because I can see us using them in our creation. So that adds to that. But monetarily, about $125 worth of Lego in 2 boxes that cost about $38, including tax. So in terms of the value, I think we knocked it out of the park with that. Now, in terms of strategy and tips for packing your boxes, I do want to highlight a couple of key things about the boxes. Number one, if you are stacking bricks vertically, you can get 6 of them stacked up before you hit the top of the box. So that's why you'll see some stacks here in 6. Kiara used a different strategy by laying them horizontally, and you're able to get 19 bricks if you are going to lay them flat across the bottom of the box. Now, because both boxes end up being the same amount of value, I wouldn't say that one method is better or worse than the other. I do think it depends on some of the small pieces that you want to fit into your box. For instance, I took these leaf elements and I was able to intersperse the light blay 1 by 1 and 2/3, or 1 by 1 by 2/3 snot pieces in the grooves where the leaves were. So taking advantage of stacking and filling some of the gaps is going to alter the value of your box. Overall though, I was very, very pleased with the selections, why we actually got pieces at the pick and build wall or the pick and brick wall at the Lego store. Also very pleased with just the fun that we had doing it. Kiara loves getting into the stacking bricks and efficiency of the pick and build boxes and all that stuff. So I was really happy with that. And the kids are gonna now have some pieces that they can use in their creations. I'm gonna have some pieces that I can use in custom modulars that I want to work on, as well as potentially some castle stuff. So there you go. That is our $125 value pick a brick or pick and build wall haul from this month. Thank you so much for watching. Always remember to keep building together.